talk to you a little bit today about our ability to be magical, right? And I'm going to talk about this in a way that's probably not as crazy and as loony as I am, right? In a way that we can all maybe relate a little bit. So here's the thing about your brain, okay? It is constantly taking in, right? Constantly taking in. And there's so much incoming that it's not even possible for us to keep track of it. It's not even remotely, we can't even get our heads around it. It's like when someone says, you know, that the sun is 93 million miles away. You can't even possibly, I'm like, oh, when are you sure? It's pretty hot. It seems like it could be 91 million miles. I'm just kidding. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I can't get my head around how really far that is. That's super far, right? So it's kind of like that with our brains. Our brains are taking in 400 billion bits per second. Okay, 400 billion bits. That's a lot of bits. Okay. And our consciousness, our and subconscious only get 2,000 of those bits per second. Okay. So that's 1/1,000,000 of one. That's 1/2 of 1/1,000,000th of a percent of what's going on. That's what you're getting. Okay, that's pretty small. If you told me I was getting 1/2 of 1/1,000,000th of a percent of my paycheck, I would have a complaint, right? That's not very much. So how does your brain know what your 2,000 bits are going to be? It thinks you're thinking about what you want, right? This is like a physiological thing. This is what cavemen were doing. They were not thinking about starving to death, right? They were thinking about food. They weren't thinking about freezing to death. They were thinking about, I don't know, pelts or whatever caveman thinks about doing to stay warm, right? So we have to be really careful about what we're thinking about, because our brains think that you're thinking about what you want, not what you don't want. Okay, so it's really important that you keep your magical in check, that you use it, that you're very careful about what you're thinking about. This is why people say things like, be careful what you wish for, things like that, right? Because it's a biological thing, okay? Your brain is actively looking for. It's going to decide what your 2,000 bits are going to be. And that's why when you want a certain kind of car, all of a sudden you see it everywhere, right? And you see it in that color, in that, style, with those letters, right? And then that's why, like when I was in college, I will tell you, I did not see one baby, not one. I went to college in Lansing, Michigan. I'm sure there's babies there. Okay, it's the capital of Michigan. All right, didn't see one. I saw lots of boys, free beers, parties, school, assignments, things I was thinking about, right? And then once I got pregnant, everybody pregnant. All I saw was babies, baby everything, baby everywhere, right? Because your brain's like, oh, I'll let that in. She wants that car. I'll let her notice that car over there. That car's been there, y'all. It's been there. All right. So you're teaching your brain what you want it to see. So you better be real careful about your magic. Got to think about what you're thinking about. Okay. You got to make sure that you are totally aware of what you're thinking about. That's why people are like, I knew it, right? Why can't it be like, I knew it, right? It's up to you. Okay, now this is true whether you believe it or not. Okay, in the wise words of Byron Katie, she says, you don't have to believe that your thoughts create your reality, but your life is going to be a hell of a lot better and more fun and easier if you do. Okay, so you don't have to believe me. Okay, I know a lot of my clients are scientists. I mean, I get it, but I'm just saying, there's some science behind this. I didn't come up with 400 billion bits. I don't even know what that means, right? A scientist did, y'all. Okay? And so you just need to be able to check in. What am I thinking about? Am I thinking this blows and I'm having a horrible time? Or am I thinking this really works for me and I'm having a better time? I'm just saying, it's up to you. Okay? So let's meditate together, remembering that we are magical. We're magical, right? And it's up to you. And I will tell you that once my mantra changed from to things have a way of working out perfectly. They just have a way of working out perfectly. I started to kind of live that life. And as annoying as that is, and when people are like, oh my gosh, Cheri, she's so annoying, she's so like hyper and in a good mood and being like annoyingly happy or whatever. I'm just saying, it's kind of good to be that way. I gotta tell you firsthand, I really enjoy it, okay? I mean, it's way better than how I was before. It's cranky and upset and really impulsive. I'm mad, react right away, you know, which is one of the cool things about meditation. You actually get that pause to be able to be like, what am I thinking about, right? And if I can actually create something, why don't I try? What if it works, right? Andrew knows to put that on my tombstone, okay? What if it works? I mean, you ain't gonna know unless you try, right? All right, let's do it, y'all. You ready? All right, find your comfortable space. The first bell is for the big kids, and the second bell is for the rest of us. Find your comfortable space. Psyche just fell asleep, and she's having a bad dream, so she might make some noise, just so you know, okay? If you have eye covers, you might want to put them on, okay? All right. Oh, sorry, 10-second break. Okay. Find your beautiful, comfortable space. I'm so happy to welcome you all to this beautiful space, this safe community that we've created. Just a nice reminder that when we do this together, it can be a profound experience, much, much different than when we do meditation alone. Even though we're never really alone, the spirit of coming together and joining can help us have a deeper experience. And as you take a moment to find your comfortable sitting up space, with your spine aligned, and you're alert, but with your beautiful eyes closed, take a moment to notice your effortless thoughts come and go. You don't even need to think about them to get them to come, right? You don't need to summon them. Thoughts just come and thoughts just go. And you may notice what their content is. If they come with an emotion, or not. Much like breath, coming and going. Bring your attention now to your beautiful breath. Perhaps you can locate it near your nostrils, coming in cool and new, or departing warm and low in your nostrils. Maybe you notice your breath mostly in the back of your throat. In your brain's automatic decision to throw your breath into your beautiful lungs instead of down into your esophagus. It knows just where to go, just where to be, just what to do to bring you beautiful, life-giving breath. Maybe you notice it in your heart center or at the bottom of your belly. But bring your attention there now. In these quiet spaces, remembering that meditation is to focus on one thing. Not no thing, not nothing. Just breath. Just enjoy your beautiful breath. take a moment to let your attention move away from your breath, back into this room and this time and this moment. And just take a second right here to be. And as thoughts come in that rush you into the next task or idea or worry or scheduled Zoom meeting today, bring yourself back to the only thing that's real and at the same time quite magical. This moment. Take a long, slow, deep breath in your nose. Hold it for just a second, holding in your beautiful breath. Then release 2 exhales. And again in your nose. Holding. And release out of your mouth twice. Open your beautiful eyes. Thank you so much for coming today. Your homework is to pick something tangible is easier. I used to say a free cup of coffee, but we're not even hanging out with each other anymore or going to coffee shops. But now you might need to pick, like, I don't know, a yellow butterfly or a red cardinal or a certain kind of leaf or something, something you might see on your own. Because if you don't believe it in the front end, you got to start kind of small to build up the belief that it will go down for you, But pick something. Turquoise earrings, something, okay? And just put on your phone a reminder every hour or two for it to pop up. Close your eyes and think of what it would feel like to put them in, or what color they would be, or what would be on them, right? Really, really grasp onto it, imagine it, and then let it go. What if it works, y'all? What if it works? Okay, you guys have a lovely, beautiful day. Tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow. And then I had an idea about what I was going to talk about tomorrow, but I already forgot. So it's going to be amazing. I know that. It's going to be so riveting and compelling. I mean, that's what it's going to be tomorrow. Okay? So you guys have a lovely day, and I will see you then. Bye.